Tonight on Space Cadets, the unsuccessful contestants find out the truth about the show.
We're not in Russia.
We're not in Russia.
We're still in England.
Where the hell are we? We're still in England.
You're in Suffolk, near Ipswich.
And make a surprise stealth visit to the shuttle cockpit, live. Hello and welcome to Space Cadets. They've got just 24 hours left to wake up and smell the coffee. They've already had some pretty sizable sniffs, but tomorrow night, come what may, they must return to planet Earth. That will be the moment when they step into the space pod and come face to face with the sobering reality of a cold shed in Suffolk, crammed with their friends, families, and of course, the other cadets. Yeah, what happened to those other cadets, I hear you ask? Well, I can tell you, they've already had the wool pulled from their eyes, and we'll see how they reacted a bit later in the show. For now, let's concentrate on the cadets in the shuttle, and it's time for their daily health check.
Capcom Krimsk to Earth Orbiter 1. Please open the drawer labeled L7. The necessary equipment and instructions for your daily health checks are inside.
In order to monitor the cosmonauts' health while they orbit the Earth, Mission Control has asked them to keep a daily record of their blood pressure.
They're at 67, isn't that a bit low?
Height.
Oh God, you say tall for me?
Body fat.
19.5% fat.
Oh dear.
And 19.5.
Oh God, Charlie boy.
And lung capacity.
We should, man.
No one's actually asked the question why we're weighing ourselves in a artificial gravity environment. Quite apart from the fact that it jiggles around so much that no one can get it to settle on a weight. So the whole weighing thing is absurd.
I'll take my trousers off so I weigh less.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your pants.
Yeah.
Charlie?
Well, the man's just being honest.
It's 98% fat.
No, 9.8. That's so
Jesus.
good.
Is it? And 87. Hang on, 98% fat.
9.8%.
Yeah,
87.9.
That's good. Is
That's
that good?
really good. You're just like pure muscle.
My body fat, I've only got 9% body fat. The rest is muscle. But I'm not muscly, am I? I don't look muscly as in, like, super muscles. But the muscles that I've got and the body fat that I've got, I've only got 9% body fat, which is pretty good.
I've got a He's only 9.8% fat.
Oh, we know that's not true.
Jelly belly.
Yeah, but we've just realised that we're eating a lot. It's not through boredom. I think it's just through, we like doing it.
Right, so
29% fat.
I know. Alright.
It was 29% body fat, so that's not very good, I don't think. However, I have been told that women have more body fat than men.
How much percentage are you fat?
29.
I'm only 19.5.
But yeah, but I've got
What are you?
boobs. Boobs are just pure fat,
Fat,
aren't they?
lovely as well.
We should check them for fat content.
Yeah.
Shut up, Charlie.
Weighing themselves didn't prove too difficult for our cosmonauts, but operating the rest of the equipment, it wasn't so easy.
Ah!
Can't relax.
Bloody no, relax, give me veins!
Well, this doesn't work.
I've lost feeling in my fingers.
You're not getting anything.
Earth Orbiter 1 to Capcom Krimsk. We've got a problem here with the lung capacity tester. It's registering 0 even when we blow through it.
English would have been great, Charlie.
While the cosmonauts struggled to fix the equipment, Mission Control checked with the Medical Utilities Maintenance Interface and came back with a classic IT response.
Mummy has asked me if you would mind turning the device off and then on again.
We've done that.
The weird thing there is that the equipment they were using was supposed to work. So I'm as confused as Paul as to why his body now contains less fat than a pot of cottage cheese. One thing's for sure, though, Paul has got the kind of body most lads would die for and women crave. OK, time now for some more classic chat from Flight Commander Ivanovic, a method actor from South London called Alex, who frankly makes the inside of Michael Barrymore's head seem like a happy place.
If you could have a pet, right, any pet, would you have Laika or Minsky?
I'd have Minsky.
No, I would have
don't know, no horrible. It Minsky was like a rat.
Oh, so you'd have like a...
Yes. Rat spreads many diseases and is very bad for a ship.
Who was?
Yeah, Minsky was a monkey.
Minsky's a monkey.
He was like a rat monkey.
Oh,
Wasn't he not?
Yeah,
He's nice.
he was a rat
Yes.
monkey.
Squirrel
a squirrel monkey. There
Yes. Horrible creature.
Do you like squirrels?
he was lovely.
I'm very fond of squirrels. Squirrels. Very fond of squirrels.
Have you ever killed a squirrel?
No, but
Have
I
you ever
have
eaten
been
one?
very,
Hopefully,
very
yes.
tempted to kill a squirrel.
Why?
I'd be very tempted to kill a squirrel like that.
I've been very.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think everyone's tempted. There always comes a point.
I accidentally killed a squirrel once.
I
Really?
once intimidated a squirrel very much.
Yeah.
Yes. And when I was very small, I was worrying it very much.
You're worrying the squirrel.
Worrying it by.
With a stick.
Hmm?
With the stick.
With a stick. No. I was calling it very bad names. And going up and like trying to see, I thought it could maybe speak Russian. So I was going up and I was saying, you know that squirrels only have a lifespan of maybe 4 years. It was looking around and scrabbling away, worrying, very worried.
What's the biggest animal you've ever killed?
I killed many bears.
Take a little bit out.
2 bears.
2 bears.
Yes.
Two
Wow.
bears?
Yes.
Bears! Oh, you're forgetting they're bloody nice.
But my
man.
uncle
Kills
lives
them.
near Saratov and there's a.
That's
you
nice.
shoot bears. We
Did you eat it?
drag it and eat it.
Oh, you ate it, that's okay.
Did you have to gut it?
Yes, it would not gut itself. That would be very polite.
Yeah.
Very, too polite, I would say.
But
for
no,
a
so
bear.
did you gut it before you dragged it?
No, we did not.
You
We-
dragged it before you gutted it?
Yes, on a big truck.
Oh, I see.
On a big truck.
I'm surprised no one asked the mad Russian what bear tastes like. Actually, I can tell you, it's very similar to owl, but slightly less stringy. We'll be returning to the increasingly weird world of Flight Commander Ivanovich a bit later, but for now, it's back to the shuttle lab and more experiments from Professor Paul. Today, how to extract juice from fruit. Fictional company Alta Electric have asked the cosmonauts to find out if electricity can be generated by various fruits in space. For this experiment, several electrical items have been placed on board. Paul and Kerry don't know it, but some of them have hidden batteries, and the fruit should complete the electric circuit when attached, thus generating electric power. First, they try to power a small alarm clock with a kiwi fruit.
There was no result, Capcom, so we're going to write no.
Next, the kiwi is used to power a flashlight.
You just said it was...
Cosmonaut Kerry, it appears to us as if you have the lava lamp and not the flashlight.
Oh, sorry, Capcom crew.
Once the jumper cables have been attached, take the kiwi off the stand and position the flashlight on your head.
I have adjusted the switch, and it is on.
Oh,
Pretty.
wow, I've turned the lamp on. The flashlight. With my
Yeah.
kiwi.
No, not with your kiwi, with your melon. Unless there's a battery in there, and they're just pretending.
Come on, Paul, as if Mission Control would do that. The next exercise involves a pencil sharpener.
You're doing a splendid job, Care.
Thank you, honey.
Can I put my pencil in there?
Yes, please.
Oh.
Vitamin C.
Do we have a result from this
It's a
experiment?
negative, Capcom. It's
Thank
a
you,
negative.
cosmonauts. I am sorry the pencil could not be made sharper.
That's okay, my wit is sharp enough.
Please remove the automobile circuit from the box. When the automobile circuit is assembled, please verify that all of the connections are solid.
Capcom, all of the connections are solid and stable.
Now insert all the zinc and copper electrodes at the ends of the wires into the tomato.
Can I press the button?
Yeah, of course you can.
On your mark, Cosmonaut Paul.
Get the lights come on.
Ready? Get set. Go. Ah.
Cosmonaut Paul, please record the results in the chart with the pencil provided.
A big tick.
The next device to test is the facsimile machine.
Thanks, Frenchy boy.
Insert the zinc and copper electrodes at the ends of the wires into the tomato.
Capcom, I have now done that. The lights are on.
It's on.
Look.
It's on. Can we fax you something through?
Negative, cosmonaut.
Aw.
We do not have a wire long enough.
Well, Paul's really taken to this experiment business, hasn't he? OK, time for a break now. When we come back, the cadets are contacted by strange-looking aliens.
Greetings from planet Earth. Listen, we just want to wish you guys the best of luck on your amazing space mission. Congratulations to all of you.
Welcome back to Space Cadets on the penultimate day of the mission. Still to come, the cadets that were left behind in the barracks face the truth, and after I've debriefed them thoroughly, I'm going to sneak them into the shuttle cockpit, hopefully without the cosmonauts on board twigging a thing. Speaking of the cosmonauts, they will face the truth tomorrow when they bypass 120 miles of Earth's atmosphere and step out of the shuttle and straight into the arms of their friends and families. That's happening tomorrow. For now, the illusion aboard the shuttle is still alive and well, and the cosmonauts had a chance to do what Britons do best: talk about the weather. After receiving some information from their long-range weather scanners, Mission Control has gathered everyone in the cockpit.
Earth Orbiter 1 to Capcom Krimsk. We have everybody secure in the cockpit. Do you read me?
Earth Orbiter 1 to Capcom Krimsk. Is that the Hurricane?
Hurricane. Capcom Krimsk to Earth Orbiter 1. We can confirm you are looking at the early stages of Hurricane Lorraine, currently heading across the South Atlantic.
My mum's name.
Господи.
Isn't that weird? My mum's name's Lorraine.
Yeah. Oh man, a hurricane forming from
I can see cyclonic action starting up there.
We can, if you wish to, you may stand up and take a look.
Remember, watch where you're putting your hands and behind the net, please.
Oh man, that is wicked.
Yeah,
I can see the swirls. I can see the round circles. Like.
Oh God, yes you can.
I think you can see the eye wall is starting to form.
I can't see the eye.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
And we actually saw a hurricane like developing and like seeing it going into Earth, and you know, I'm still quite overwhelmed that I've actually seen this, but it was absolutely amazing. You could see the middle, the eye part, and then you can actually see all the twists with it as well.
Oh wow, we get to see the Earth again.
This is
Look
incredible.
how green it is right over there. See right over there?
Yeah.
It's just like an amazing. It's like a sword, the eye of a storm. I mean, you see it on. I've seen Twister on TV. Not quite the same thing. Yeah, I can see it.
So we're just moving over. I think.
The eye.
Yeah.
Would it affect us in any way?
Oh no, not at all. No, we're safe. We're only about I suppose 195 kilometers over it. So I think I'll tell you what, if I was 195 kilometers away from it and in its path, then I'd be worried.
Yeah, but
up here we're fine.
Looking down on the Earth, you kind of think of all the world. I mean, me personally, we just wrote a poem. I just wrote a quick poem about how like the Earth and what was going through our mind at that point. And I looked at the Earth. I'm thinking of all the problems on Earth, like problems with class, with your sexuality, whether your colour of your skin, whether you're rich, whether you're poor. All these wars going on. And I'm just thinking, up here it just looks so simple. If you can see it from this point of view and see how beautiful it is, you want to protect it. But it's really hard for 4 people to sort of change that. But I can go back home and tell people what I'm feeling, and they do what they want to do. But I've seen something magical today. So if you're feeling down and you're feeling a bit miserable, come and see the Earth from space, and it sort of sorts your head out, clears your psyche. So that's good.
Proof, if ever you needed it, that the eyes can deceive you. Right, back to the shuttle. More action from our bear-eating flight commander, who apparently is now turned into a rabbit. Of course, it's not all madness, as anyone who can never find a plastic spoon when they need one will note.
Look.
Have you got eyelash curlers as well?
Is it good?
They look very dark now.
Is it too bad?
Very dark. It's proper. Like a rocker.
No. Like a rocker.
Alvin Stardust.
It is like a cool punk.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah. Yevgeny's gone a bit fruity. Yevgeny's lost it. Totally lost it. Listen, this is true. Yevgeny is he's turning into a tranny.
True. I'm getting a bit worried.
Oh no, he does this all the
How
time.
can I have a proper conversation with you? Russians are very metaphorical and very superstitious and very passionate people, which is something I've learned since I've been to Russia.
We will have a party, and we will do some
a tea party.
bits of a mad tea party, and we will do some makeup and.
Well,
okay, well, space is
I'm
all
a
about.
contract out for he's alright. Like, you know, he's a nice bloke and all that. But I think because up here we've got no rules, that's what he says. Only like the normal rules, the safety rules. That's okay. But whoever wants to do whatever, he's doing. And he went into the toilet as Yevgeny, and he came out as like Alice out of Wonderland. And he started painting his nails, and he's doing like his thing. And me and Billy are like, we're like laughing. I got scared at one point. I thought he was actually losing it.
This is Alice.
Yeah.
The rabbit. You must chase me. Chase me.
Okay, I'll chase
Like
you.
the rabbit.
What am I?
You are the
Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Tweedledum.
I can't remember what they do in it.
They look very beautiful.
They fight each other.
They fight.
They
You
fight
must
each
fight
other.
with yourself.
What are you going to sing?
I will run down the hole. If you can open the hatch.
I don't want to go down the holes. I'll get my.
You must open
I'll
the
bang
hatch.
my head.
Please pilot Dawson to open
Should we
the
go? Let's go that
the
way
hatch.
instead, because that's easier.
Yes, okay, well, we will crawl down here, but this is a proper rabbit hole, and this is just like a stupid hitch.
Drew said that he does this sort of thing. He has a laugh, but he doesn't want his wife to know, so don't go telling her. Just keep it like in space.
So I'm Alice, yeah?
Yes, you are Alice. Okay. Quick. I am losing time.
Oh, my ears and whiskers. He says, oh, my ears and whiskers. I'm late. Oh, my ears and whiskers.
Oh, my ears and whiskers.
I am late.
I am late. I am late. I am losing time.
Are you a rabbit? Are you a rabbit?
I do what? My ears and whiskers.
Hi, I'm Alice. Are you a rabbit? Charlie, what do I say?
Oh, my ears and whiskers. Very good. Running away from the rabbit. Running away. And you can't get you. And I am back, and you are coming, and you are beating. You are beating yourself up. And then I am through.
Okay, you got to be Alice. You say, come here.
Come here, rabbit. Come here. Come here, rabbit. Come here. Come here,
Now,
rabbit.
what can I do for you, Mrs. Alice? Alice.
Hi, I'm Alice.
You want something? I am very late. I am missing.
Do you have the time? I don't know what I'm
No, I have lost the time. I have lost the time.
2021.
Very good. Very good. We did the crazy party. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, the Russians' makeup isn't causing as much of a stir as I'd have expected there. It seems to be going down as like it's just normal. Of course, there's actually a grand tradition of makeup and cross-dressing in space exploration. Who could forget that iconic photo of Armstrong and Aldrin outside the White House before receiving their congressional medals? OK, time now for a very special message from a very special couple.
Earth Orbiter 1, we have a message for your tourists. It is from the UK's most popular daytime television entertainment celebrity couple, Richard and Judy. Please assemble your crew in the cockpit to watch the message on their monitors. As soon as possible, please. We have limited time on the satellite.
It's wicked, man. They're daytime TV. After you,
Richard
Commander.
and Judy. You better go in first. I'm in the seat at the back.
All right.
Capcom Krimsk to Earth Orbiter 1. We are now ready to connect you to Richard and Judy. Playing you the message in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Greetings from planet Earth. Listen, we just want to wish you guys the best of luck on your amazing space mission. It really has to be the most unbelievable experience. Personally, I am so jealous.
The whole nation's behind you, but it must be scary. Not to mention strange when you heard that even the Queen is following your programme.
Congratulations to all of you, and do come and see us when you get back. And here's hoping that you don't come back down to Earth with too much of a bump.
Good luck. Oh,
well, thank you.
That's
If you can hear us,
lovely.
it's one way, isn't it?
Capcom Krimsk to Earth Orbiter 1. That is the end of our satellite time. I guess those two are the UK's equivalent of Oleg and Svetlana, huh?
Yeah, a bit like
whatever you
against
say.
Svetlana.
About 2 years ago, she went up on stage and collected a reward.
Doing a war.
And her brow
Okay.
became
She
she didn't
not do
know.
that. She should not do that.
No, she didn't know.
She knew.
She was really.
A woman knows.
A woman knows.
I know.
That's massive.
That is pretty bad. I feel a bit-
Maybe she'll think that I'm a good thing for Harry.
The Queen.
Cheers, guys.
We will do a salute to the
That's
Queen.
good news. That's good news for all of us, man. The
Yeah.
Queen knows you two as well. We had a message from Richard and Judy.
And that's wicked on itself. I mean, we all know and love Richard and Judy, and like so we was just to hear them like talk about us and know that back where you are, you know, it's massive. And see, we don't get that feeling there. We just feel like we're just normal people up in a space rocket.
Back on the mid-deck, there's only one topic of conversation.
I've just had another amazing thought.
What?
Right, if the Queen is following this,
Yeah.
okay, and she's a fan, and there's always the chance that she'd mention it in her Christmas speech, because she talks about the good things that have happened.
Yeah.
You know, the good things that Britain has done.
Of course, yeah, it's Great
so
Britain.
So come Christmas Day, we're going to be
the 4 British civilian astronauts.
we're going to be sitting there with our pheasants and geese, and she's going to be going.
Billy, Charlie,
Yeah.
Paul, and Kerry. We'd like to thank you for putting Britain in the astronautical history books.
It's going to happen.
God, I can't believe it.
Well, thanks to Rich and Judy for that message of support, but I think Judy might have gone a bit far there with that Queen reference. The look on Billy's face, the delight. OK, back to the shuttle, where there's been a simmering competitiveness between Charlie and the Russian pilot for some days. They've been sort of battling it out to out-lovey, out-act each other. But finally, it's reached boiling point, where they must settle it in the manner that actors have settled disputes for centuries. A poetry competition. By early evening, the crew of Earth Orbiter 1 are relaxing with a poetry night. Flight Commander Ivanovich is about to unleash his latest work of strange genius.
So a falling star or even an asteroid will attune your idle gaze to awareness. Look in the direction where it is not worth looking. There, like to England's a puddle stands reflecting. There, departing from point A to B, a violent dwarf is dancing. There, the truth takes mercy on illusion, displaying its breast and a nipple, its hand a small kitten. No, a small cat. Ablaze with flames and apotheosis of death.
Very good. And you know what makes that better? Is that you said that in English, which is not your native tongue, which all of us
that's amazing.
spoke out. That's very good. Well
you know
done.
what it reminded me of is the Revelations. You know, that kind of imagery. The end of the Bible. Lots of images hitting hard, like flaming things.
Flaming cat.
Yeah.
Not to be outdone, actor Charlie can't resist joining in.
There he is.
It's very difficult to be able to say that on camera.
Space is big, space is old, space is dark and cold. Colder than a kettle, wider than an axe, sadder than a badger, meaner than a crab. Space. You can't stub your toe on it, or trip over it, or tie it to the end of a rake, and wait with it behind a hedge, standing as still as a butter dish with it, gate, path, imagining with it, imagining scenarios with it, your neighbour, leaping out at him with it, hands clawing at his face, at his neck, rake, screaming with it, him screaming with it, can't get you off him with it, screaming with it, leaping out with it, imagining scenarios with it, imagining with it, barely breathing with it, behind a hedge, cold toes, cold hands, cold nose, space is cold, space is dark, space is walking to the park, space is burying a rake, space is crying now.
Yeah!
Very good, yeah. They're very quick speaking, but...
Did you understand?
I did. What I understood was very, like a dot
It's the way
to
he
my
tells
chest.
you. It goes through lots
Very
of
good.
things.
And I just did another little short one.
Go on, then, I like the short one.
All right.
Falling snow inside a cauliflower does not drift.
It's insane stuff. But then again, is it any more insane than saying that space is through these hangar doors? I'll let you think that one over the break. When we return, it's the moment of truth for the cadets left behind in the barracks when they're returned to reality.
We're not in Russia. You're in Suffolk, near Ipswich.
Welcome back to Space Cadets. Tomorrow, if they don't rumble it before, the shuttle will be colliding with Planet Truth. Now, a lot of people have asked me whether I'm at all nervous about the consequences of revealing to the cosmonauts the true nature of their mission. And I've said, no, not at all. Me and Val are going to be fine. Last night, the cadets that hadn't made the mission were brought back into the loop. They'd spent the last 4 weeks here, disused military base in Suffolk, believing they were on a genuine space training camp in Russia. At last, the time had come for the producers to reveal that the truth was much closer to home.
You've all been stars of a unique reality show. Chill out! Okay. And a reality show with a difference. And I think actually you've kind of all had your suspicions, I think consciously or not, pretty much since the day you arrived.
You were right to be suspicious. We're not in Russia.
We're not in Russia?
We're still in England.
Where the hell are we? We're still in England?
You're in Suffolk, near Ipswich.
Oh my God!
This is a disused ex-American airbase.
There was an actual
near
tank.
Ipswich. But, you know, we have painstakingly changed every plug socket, every...
Oh my gosh!
We've kind of removed every trace of English that you would, naturally expect to see.
But it was so nice.
Star? What is it? Star not real either then? Star?
No, Star is a fictitious company.
Oh, you're so hold on, does that Bosch dog really exist?
Everything.
Oh my God!
Everything from...
Not even real.
So everything from... Yeah. So Sergei Boshkov is actually the bloke's dad who owns this site. We just dressed him up.
And Val's not like lived in Russia?
Val is a genuine ex-KGB trainer. Val is...
That makes sense.
Val is genuine. James an actor.
Right, you see every time we walks in here, remember the walk? Right.
James is an actor.
I might do.
All of your lectures that you had were based on 80% truth. So what you learnt was 80% truth. 20% of that we made
Like
up.
the dog.
The dog's true.
Yeah, Minsky was just a stuffed monkey.
Who remembered Minsky then? Do you remember? Who was like,
There were also 3 actors amongst you.
Oh my God, there was 3 actors amongst us?
Rainey,
I
Charlie,
had suspicions.
and Steve.
Oh, Charlie? You're talking
I fucking knew Rainey was an actor.
I
The
knew
first
she was
time
an
I saw
actor.
Rainey.
You said from the beginning that she was
You said very early on.
Finn, Paul, Kerry and Charlie, as you probably can imagine, are not orbiting the Earth. They're approximately 300 yards away in a state-of-the-art shuttle simulator.
Did they know that?
No.
They're in a simulator?
Do you know what? All right.
How did they not know?
We have a huge screen in front with a very high definition projection of the Earth.
You're joking?
Like an IMAX cinema.
Here comes up.
I cannot actually.
And there's one more thing.
Think of all the little things.
Because you've taken part and you've been good sports, you are all going to get a prize. All of you, and the 3 that are in space, are going to go to Russia maybe going to Russia, to experience a zero gravity flight.
Oh, really?
The closest that we can take you is for you to experience weightlessness.
Well, that's brilliant.
So you're going to go.
Is that one of those flights?
Yeah.
The parabolic flight.
So you go for like, I think it's 4 or 5 days to Russia.
Yeah.
You have dinner with a proper cosmonaut, and you kind of do go up, and you.
fact,
So you
I
will
can
you'll
give
experience
you-
all that. We're also going to give you £5,000 each. Take with you.
I can't actually believe it. We have been had.
Okay, and I have our barrack-bound cadets right here. You all right, gang?
Yeah.
Okay, so scenes of pandemonium there. You were going crazy.
I couldn't believe that the 3 wasn't in space. I cried so much and wanted to go, and I was so pleased they're not there. I was
She's saying-
it wasn't me. I don't have to be like so jealous and so upset now. And no
So your
one's
end
there.
reaction to the whole thing is, thank God, because they're not in space either. Brilliant.
I really was. I really was. I was so truly happy, and so I can't believe we're not in Russia. Even now, I keep thinking I'm in Russia. Everything we're still here.
Now, you were very. I'd say you were very emotional about it all. Andrew, very calm.
Yeah, I just took it like a pro. I was really.
You took it like a pro. Of course you did.
It was burning up inside, but I couldn't let it out. I was like, fuck.
You thought it was hilarious. What about you? I mean, there's a couple of moments there you look gutted, you flitted between sort of hysteria and silence. What?
I don't know really what's going through my head. I always want to know what's going on. So when they told me, I was like, everyone shut up, listen. And I think I was a bit annoyed because I'd got so gutted that I hadn't got up. I was the most miserable person in there.
Yeah.
And I just thought, what? I've just been totally duped. So I think I was probably a bit pissed off, really.
Okay, nice, nice. That's just how it should be. Right, up until then, did any of you have any suspicions at all?
Not at all.
Absolutely nothing.
We believed it 100%. Well, I believed it 100%. Absolutely. There's no way that I had any doubts at all.
Nothing. Total.
No doubts.
Bought the whole thing. I can't believe it.
Sarah Jane, any?
I had no idea, and then when we found out we weren't in Russia, certain things started clipping back, and it was.
What about down here?
We had no reason to not believe it.
Well, no, exactly. It's been designed.
In the mornings when I went to the toilet, it was freezing. I was like, this is Russian.
This is. I know we were really
the toilet
lucky.
tissue was like brown paper. I was like,
No, it was Russia.
How do you know?
We have Russian tampons in there, even Russian tampons.
Yeah, again, not really my department, speaking, but I'll go and check it out. What about in the men's? Did they have the Russian product in that?
It looked like prison toilet paper. You had to roll it 1,000 times.
I wouldn't know.
Seriously.
Why'd you talk to me about that kind of stuff? Okay, do you know what? There's a couple of times you really gave us a few... I'm amazed you didn't know, because there's a couple of times you gave us some genuine heart-in-mouth moments where we really thought, they know, they really do know. Have a look at this, anyway.
I just don't believe it. Honestly,
happy
I don't believe it. I know he's telling us, but it doesn't seem like actually real.
But we knew it was. We knew it was. As soon as they told us what it was.
God, I just feel.
As soon as they told us what it was, we got a sense of the scale of it.
Well, I don't think it's real. I just don't.
I think Charlie's a sly one as well. He sort of wants us to all start hating each other. Maybe he's like the little mole.
I think it's a hoax. It's an experiment to see how we react to that situation.
Maybe.
We're not really going to space. It's just an experiment to see how we cope with things.
None of this seems real to me. If you can imagine, we've just been plonked on a plane, chucked out here. I haven't even spoken to my mum and dad, and my sister, my boyfriend, my friends. So I don't even know like what's happening at home. We're just in this little tight bubble thing.
That'd be horrible if it's all a joke. And you've been set up and you've been like running around in PT every morning.
Zeppotron, they are comedy.
Who?
Zeppotron, that's who. Those are part of Endemol.
Yeah, part of Endemol.
Look at that there. These bits there.
They're not foreign. They're not foreign.
Thank you very much.
It doesn't seem real because you can't see anything about other than their little space.
I know
It
what you
seems like
expect.
they're not anywhere.
It normally pans away and you see the ship.
Yeah, it's all fake. It's in a set.
You see? How about that? Now, Louise, you actually got closest to the truth. You knew that the production company that makes this, Zeppotron, made comedy shows, and twice you said, actually, it could be a hoax. What stopped you from sort of taking that final step and actually really calling someone's bluff and going, this is fake? What kind of made you...
I trust people. If someone tells me something, I trust it. And why should I not believe what you're saying to me? Why should I think that everybody's, like, not real? Why should I? And I didn't want it.
It was designed not to make you feel like that, so it's exactly right.
And I didn't want it not to be. I wanted to be going to space. It was amazing. To be given that opportunity would be amazing. Yeah. And I wanted it to be real. So why not believe it?
What about you, Andrew? Did you ever have anything you, like, subconsciously
certain
thinking,
things are just
this
like,
can't be right?
Like weird, like Rainey, like she just like the very first time I saw her, I said to like Paul and Paul and John, I was like, she's got to be fake. Because everyone's like, yeah, I came from Manchester, I came from Stockport. I was like, where did you come from, Rainey? She's like a detour of the world and came out. Are you sure? And I was like, it was just so weird. So many things was weird. And Charlie, I thought he was just...
Ryan, I have to say, sorry, but Ryan, out there in the world, everyone's saying, because you are on an advert at the moment, which is really annoying, because you're in this advert at the moment for giving blood.
Yep.
And so everyone thinks, obviously we declared that 3 people were actors, yeah? But everyone's sort of saying, no, because that guy with the hair is as well. And they're saying, your hair, much in common with mine, is cult. And, and they're saying the guy with the hair, he's on an advert. So just tell us a bit about this.
I am not an actor.
OK.
And that TV ad I done 3 years ago.
Right.
And a guy came into a pub and he said, we need some guys to stand about in a pub. We'll give you 70 quid. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then Gordon Ramsay and the producer said, oh, you come at the front because I look stupid. So I done what I'm good at and I just sat there like that. And that was it.
70 quid?
When I got pulled up to the front, it was, they said, oh, we've got more in store for you, you get more money. Okay. And I got a cheque through the post about 4 months later for 1,000 quid.
Oh, that's all right then. We didn't get too specific, just in case the tax lads are watching, but do you know what?
I gave it to charity.
Oh, of course. It's fun enough. Write out my textbook, that's what I do with everything. But do you know what? I never discussed that. Real pro. OK, now there were 3 actors in there, but you are not an actor.
I'm not an actor,
OK,
no.
just to confirm that there, because there was speculation all over the radio stations, in the papers. Everyone, everyone suspects. OK, there were 3 actors. Rainey, Charlie and Steve were undercover actors who went through your entire journey with you. I'm wondering what your thoughts on them are now.
I think it's absolutely hilarious that they're actors. Honestly, I had no idea whatsoever. Like, I love Charlie so much. Like, I just spent so much time with him and he's just a wicked person. And although he was, like, really out there and really unusual and stuff, I'd never, ever considered that he might be an actor.
Did you not think when he came with the poet story that this is a bit odd?
Never,
thought he was really clever.
What do you mean it's so weird it's the other way? No one would lie they were a poet. Yeah, it's good.
Like, everyone would be writing and he'd be drawing pictures and I'd be like, why does he draw pictures for? It
Yeah.
makes sense.
He didn't
write any notes. He hardly wrote any notes.
Hardly any notes, did he?
And there was also the thing where everyone was getting really nervous about kind of going into space, and he was just painting, wasn't he, like that? It was an amazing thing. OK, now another thing, an important part of creating the whole illusion, as you know, was the training, which 80% of which was absolutely true. It was just 20% was kind of made up. Did you have any ideas, about some of the things that were being made up? Were you ever suspicious?
No. Hazelnut cluster, I think we all
loved
Hazelnut. That's the next one on the card. There you go. Hey, wait a second, gang. One at a time. Go on.
Well, there's the Milky Way, isn't there? So there's no reason to not believe it.
There's the Milky Way. Why not the Hazel? Why not the Twix?
Mars.
There's Mars. Yeah, it's all there, isn't it? Yeah. OK, let's have a look anyway at a couple of the moments we had where this is the 20% that wasn't quite so true. Here we go.
Our galaxy is one of a group of 30 galaxies which are clustered together, which form our local group. It's called the Hazelnut Cluster, and it's 10 million light years across, so that's really big.
The Hazelnut what?
The Hazelnut Cluster.
So the Flight Dynamics Officer is called FIDO. The Logistics Dynamics Officer is LIDO. The Data Dynamics Officer is DIDO. Navigation, Aeronautics, Control and Specialist is NACAS. And Medical Utilities Maintenance Interface is MUMMY.
So how is NACAS spelled?
NACAS. Navigation, Aeronautics, Control and Specialist.
This was Minsky's space nappy.
Oh.
It's been cleaned, but it's a little dusty, but it's right here. Minsky's exploits and heroic status led to the naming of the city Minsk in her honor. Did you know that?
No.
An entire city is named after this.
Oh, Minsky.
I loved him so much.
I You saluted him every day.
I
know, they had me on Minsky for like a day, and I really, I thought that's just so cruel.
He nearly broke down. He was talking about Minsky, and he was like, "You must respect Minsky."
I really want to laugh at the Like of the Dog song with the one.
Yeah.
But I started going, and he looked, I thought, oh God, and then it really takes really quiet. I know.
And the remembrance of Leica, I
He
was just like,
Like the
I thought it was an act.
The Like of the Dog story is true.
That's true, but the remembrance of all the animals, I was like, oh my God.
Weep for Leica. Laugh for Minsky is my tip there. And it didn't obviously give the city of Minsk its name. It wasn't named after.
We don't know.
Okay, the big one, gravity. Now this gravity generator. Did any of you smell a rat with that?
No. Did you?
It made sense. It didn't seem like inconspicuous. It made sense.
We're completely
Okay.
normal people that
So as you
just
go
didn't
further
know.
away...
Yeah. It didn't feel like
We're not space like geeks, are we? Don't we? We know everything.
No shit. Okay, here we go. Do you know what? Now, obviously, Paul, Billy and Kerry still think they're in space, gang. How do you think they're going to react when they find out the truth?
They're going to be like, oh, we knew it from like when we was moving, but deep down with Billy, he was sitting there and he was like, oh, we're going to space. Like Paul was dedicating it to Frankie and Claire. Everyone was just really like, everyone was.
They're going to be gutted.
What do you think, Ellie?
I think Kerry will find it really funny.
Yeah.
Paul and Billy will be absolutely gutted. Billy will put on the front. He'll be like, deep down, he'll be going. He'll be so annoyed.
What about Paul? What do you think he's going to do?
Paul will be, I think he'd be gutted.
Do you think?
I
spoke to his mum. I think his mum said he'd find it really funny because he's quite a big practical joke.
Yeah, he'd be so into it.
But he gave up smoking for it. It's not even real. Like, he quit smoking.
Well, then that's another thing. You should thank us. Wait a second, gang. You've had 3 weeks of big fitness training. You've learned 80% of stuff about it. And, he's given up smoking. I reckon you owe us one.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall, gang, did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, definitely. It was amazing.
Would you say your lives are richer for it?
Yeah, definitely. We've met all these lovely
I won't be mugged again.
Oh, you don't challenge the producers, please.
I know how it feels to be gutted now, completely, like, I felt rejected. When I didn't go to space, I felt rejected, and that I just got completely turned around, and I fell in front of everyone and grazed all my knees, and everyone was laughing at me, and I just felt gutted, and I'm so pleased that we're not going to space and no one's up there.
I'm so pleased that if I didn't, they didn't as well.
I can't go, you can't go.
Very good selfish motivation, lovely. Okay, do you know what? It's time for another break, but I've had an idea. Okay, now listen to this, gang. How do you fancy coming with me and popping into the shuttle?
Yes, please.
No, but wait, we've got to be really quiet on this one. I hear Planet Earth's looking great tonight. Do you fancy this? We have to sneak in. We'll have to keep quiet. Billy, Paul and Kerry mustn't know. Okay, you need to get into your spacesuits. No, obviously you don't. We're not in space, are we? You just wanted to get unbelievable. God, you're easy to fool. Okay. Anyway, we're back in a second and we're going into space. Don't go away. Welcome back to Space Cadets from the actual shuttle cockpit. Now, the pilots and the cosmonauts are back there. Just have a quick look at them. There's the cadets. The cosmonauts are right at the back there in the lab, and then we've got a buffer in the middle of the pilot, the actor pilots there in the middle, and then back to us here, which is good news because they really mustn't know about this little boarding party. Okay, guys, we're on board. It's a great sensation. First of all, Astrid, what do you reckon to the motion of it?
I just can't believe how real it feels. It feels like you're just on a bumpy plane ride or something. Yeah. It's wicked, and everything looks so realistic as well.
Well, it has been used in lots of films. It's been used in like Armageddon, Deep Impact. I mean, this is the kind of real deal. But Ryan, what do you make to the sort of feeling of it?
It's so real. It's so real. I'm almost not enjoying it because it's bumpy.
Yeah.
And you don't know when the bumps are coming. I don't like it.
They're completely random, aren't they?
Random and so real. And two in a row. Like, but it's not. It's
what do you make to the motion? I mean, you're kind of convinced by it.
It is amazing. It's so convincing.
It's just like, Ryan, you're a bit, oh God, it's getting a bit bumpy. I think it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
But, you know, that's the thing. There's no shame in being fooled by a simulator. You know, to be similar means the same as, you know, so it's a kind of thing. What about you? What about the sound that's surrounding us? Are you checking that?
It's awesome, the sound. It's like so creaky. It's so creaky, and then it will go like, you can hear the wind, and it's like you're actually floating around suborbit. Yeah, it really feels like you're in a spaceship, that you're moving, and you instantly think you're in space. It's just...
What about you, Andrew? You're getting that sound quality there, all the things they're throwing out. It's like 120 tracks in there.
It's like the special effect. Dead right. You can't not think it's not real. It's exactly right.
Feel free to press a couple of buttons if you want to. Just, you know, just randomly, just enjoy it. What about you? How are you enjoying this shit? Sorry, I'm sort of standing right.
Like everything about it, like the buttons and all that, and the sound, and just everything about it. It just feels so real. I would never.
Really does, doesn't it? I mean, it's extraordinary that you can be standing on, you know, terra firma there, and then you step in here and suddenly you feel as though you're in space. It's funny. It's the one thing that doesn't come across on telly is how much this thing's moving, because obviously the cameras are fixed, so you move with us. But in here, it really is. It's like almost being standing on a train or. Okay, gang, let's have the money shot. Come on. If you want to stand there, you line up. But there are tall ones at the back. Go on. You want one of the tall ones. No. Okay, if you want to go in there, there you go. Go in there. You come in here. Look like that. Go on. Okay, there you go, gang. Okay, you get in there, lads. You ready? Okay, here we go. And go on, you stand there. Get your heads in. And cue the shutters, please. Really want you to relive the moment. This is what actually made the others near to tears when they saw it. It's beautiful. I haven't seen this before. Wow. So what do you think, Gary? What do you think? It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. And it does go around, obviously, you know. You get to see the whole world. You get to see hurricanes. You get to see, you get to see hurricanes and everything. It's amazing. What do you reckon? Pretty impressive.
At night time, do they ever show it at night time?
There's no night in space.
You can look from the ground because you can barely see the lights.
Yeah. No, you can't see anything. You can't see any lights. They're too small. Hang on, wait a second. I've got to do this now. Hang on. But listen, you enjoy the view. Okay, tomorrow is the big one. There's only one way to find out how this one's going to play out. Join us tomorrow on Space Cadets, the big reveal. Good night.
Wherever you are, you can watch the latest highlight clips from Space Cadets on your mobile by texting mobile to 83188 to get a link to the Channel 4 mobile site. An update from Ground Control and E4 satellite show just starting now. Next here on Channel 4, women behind bars voice their thoughts through song in a gritty and provocative documentary musical, Songbirds.